Happy Friday! Today is Ask Rachel Anything, and today's question was a funny one that I got regarding a couple of videos that I've been putting out. Someone just asked me, like, what the heck is that in the background of your video? And so I wanted to just let you guys know. I do have a couple of different interchangeable. I went to Big Wall Decor. I did a couple of my own photos that I wanted to print out on the Business of Apparel course that I'm building. I have like a branded photo that I put behind me. This is a photo that my husband took of a tree outside of our house, so it just felt really beautiful and outdoorsy and naturey to be able to post behind me. And then when I do the Business of Apparel podcast, I actually ordered something that was kind of fun, but in my brand colors. So those are the three different pictures that I put behind me. But recently you may have been seeing Melissa here. So Melissa, AKA Missy, is standing here in a lot of my photos these days. She is my Albanon form in size 10. When I first launched Unmarked Street, she was one of the big first purchases that I decided to make for the brand. I knew that kind of running fittings and doing a lot of work for brands in the way of making sure that their garments were up to snuff and being able to offer those core services of what my super talents are, I knew I was probably going to need a mannequin to be able to do all of that. So I worked with Ralph over at Albanon. If you don't know Ralph, I'd be happy to put you in touch with him. He is just such a wonderful person to work with in any way, but he was such a pleasure getting my Alva form for me. I didn't have a huge budget, and so we were able to kind of work through what it meant for me. Like, I couldn't do something custom, but this is one of their standard forms in a size 10, which is a really solid size medium for a lot of the brands that I work with. And so that is her. She is not branded or anything. She does have Unmarked Street on her belly, which is very exciting. That makes me feel really happy whenever I see her. And she is a Missy form, which is why I named her Melissa, Missy for short. So those are the things that you see in the background. I've been trying to kind of just make everything look a little bit more professional. So you can kind of see some plants in the background sometimes and some books. If you are doing some videos and you're kind of interested in figuring out how to set up your space, the advice that I've basically been given is to kind of think in groups of threes. So like if you have a bookshelf or if you have a table beside you or next to you, having kind of like three groups of something that look really nice and kind of well curated and put together that speak to your brand or you as a person is kind of the way to go. So that's what we're trying to do here. I am really excited. My husband and I are going out for a date night tonight. We're gonna play hooky a little bit early from work. We're gonna probably head over for an early dinner around 4 o'clock. We don't always go out on the town, but it is starting to be that beautiful time of year here in Santa Cruz where it's like local summer. The weather is still amazing. It has been in the 70s all week. It's so gorgeous out, but it's a little bit quieter here. There aren't quite as many people. The beaches are a little bit empty. And so those of us who live here kind of get to have a little bit more of the town to ourselves. So we're going to take advantage of that this weekend and head out and have a couple of beers, maybe a burger, and then start our weekend. So this is the time of year where we kind of cozy up with college football. I am a huge college football fan. And so is my husband, so we do that on Saturdays. And then I actually think this Sunday I am planning to do some housework. We've been kind of reworking the way that a lot of our rooms are in our house, like how are they organized. We've been doing a lot of purging, getting rid of stuff that we no longer need, donating a lot of that, recycling as much of it as we can. And so we ended up with just like piles and piles of books. Like, I love to read. I have books, and I'm the type of person who will reread books over and over again if they were valuable to me. So instead of like donating them to the library, a lot of them I decided to keep in case I want to go back and read them. And we just have these huge stacks of them in this room that we're trying to figure out what to do with. And so we're going to go get like some bookshelves and kind of get that all set up. And then the next steps for our house will be to kind of redecorate and put up some new art and do some wonderful things there. So kind of similar to what we're doing here. My husband is just really talented when it comes to photography. Some of the stuff that he does is really amazing. And we haven't featured that in our home for a really long time. So that's something that we're going to be doing this weekend, making some decisions on what to print, maybe get some new canvases made. And so I'm really excited for that. So again, please meet Melissa or Missy. And so if you're ever wondering what's in the background of my videos, she is there supporting me, reminding me that I am a real business and that I do all the things that I'm supposed to do. And yeah, fitting is definitely a core of what I love to do for my clients, and she supports me in that. I hope you all have an amazing weekend ahead and you get to have a nice, quiet, cozy weekend like we are planning. And I will see you next week. I'm trying to be live a little bit more, but if nothing else, I will definitely be back for Ask Rachel Anything next Friday. So if you have a question for me, let me know what it is and your question might be answered. Talk soon.